You will all die.
What, today?
Next story.
nytimes.com. Republicans plan to cut Social Security, Medicare, after bid to reduce elderly population fails. Pontius Bagby.
4 to 5 minutes.
In an explosive revelation that reads like a dystopian thriller, documents obtained from Mar-a-Lago have exposed an international conspiracy to engineer the COVID-19 pandemic to defuse a demographic time bomb rapidly manifesting in aging populations worldwide. The scheme, detailed in confidential files obtained by the New York Times, aimed to mitigate the economic burden of aging populations by targeting the elderly and vulnerable for elimination.
The revelations have sent shockwaves through the political and scientific communities, with accusations flying and explanations demanded. The alleged plot, a chilling blend of biomedical wizardry and behavioral science, was described by one unnamed Republican strategist as our good, honest effort to fix our problem no one else wanted to touch.
The strategist, who donned the cowl of anonymous coward to speak freely, painted a grim picture of a Western world teetering on the edge of fiscal collapse. Birth rates in every developed nation are well below replacement level, the source explained. Social Security, Medicare, pensions, all of it is about to implode. There just aren't enough young people to support the old, and it is getting worse. Something had to give.
The documents allegedly detail a secret pact among certain Western governments to create SARS-CoV-2, the virus, a vascular disease particularly lethal to the elderly and those with certain chronic health conditions, was seen as a cruel but necessary measure to trim public rolls.
Even after a vaccine was developed, which should have taken years, we thought our decades-long whittling away at public education would ensure a significant fraction of the population wouldn't trust the vaccines, and would die like animals anyway. We expected anti-vax sentiment to carry the day and keep the death toll high enough to save Social Security, the strategist admitted.
But the plot went awry when pharmaceutical companies saw an opportunity for record profits. Pfizer, in particular, accelerated vaccine development, delivering a highly effective mRNA vaccine in under a year.
We didn't count on the greed of Big Pharma working against us, the strategist lamented. A new pandemic meant annual vaccine sales in perpetuity. Pfizer nailed it, and most people actually took the shots.
While anti-vax sentiment persists, the virus has failed to cull the population at the scale envisioned by its alleged architects. Here in the US, COVID will still take the lives of thousands of morons annually, but it's a drop in the bucket compared to what we needed, the source said, with a mix of bitterness and resignation. Now we're back to square one.
In light of the conspiracy's failure, Republican lawmakers are reportedly returning to the familiar territory of austerity. A new proposal aims to cut Social Security and Medicare benefits drastically, primarily by raising the minimum age for benefits to age 80.
U.S. senators routinely work into their 80s, incoming Senate Majority Leader John Thune said. Why can't ordinary Americans? Our willingness to work hard is what makes America's economy the envy of the world.
Several Republican senators dismissed the revelations as politically motivated. This is just another attempt by the deep state to discredit conservative solutions to real fiscal challenges, said Senator Ted Cruz, Republican, Texas. The timing, just months before crucial votes on entitlement reform, is suspicious at best.
Incoming President Donald Trump, whose Florida estate was the source of the incriminating documents, dismissed the revelations as a witch hunt during a victory rally in Iowa. They're saying crazy things, folks, crazy things, but it's all fake news, the biggest fake news, believe me.
Public outrage has been swift and fierce. This is not just morally repugnant, it's an act of biological terrorism, said Dr. Miriam Goldstein, a bioethics expert at Harvard University. If even a fraction of this is true, it's a crime against humanity.
The documents, if authentic, fundamentally reshape our understanding of the pandemic, said Jonathan Marcus, a senior fellow at the Center for Public Policy. It would mean that governments not only failed to protect their citizens but actively conspired to harm them.
Senator Bernie Sanders issued a fiery statement condemning the alleged plot. If these documents are real, it proves what we've been saying all along. The GOP doesn't care about ordinary people. They only care about cutting taxes, even if it means sacrificing human lives.